Russia is ready to support Biafra. Russia is ready to help Biafra to stand on their feet. They are ready. Like I said, Russia have made statement before that they are willing and ready to help any country in Africa that need liberation or kind of help or anything, that they are willing to do that. And they have been doing something in some of, like I said, some of African countries right now. Like these countries that I mentioned before. You go to Burkina Faso, Niger, and which country again? Mali. So my dear friends and brothers and sisters, this opportunity that came to have relationship with Russia, it's something that Biafran government should grab with two hands. We should not allow this opportunity to go away. At the end of the day, Biafra needs support, Biafra need alliance, Biafra need a country that's willing and able to support us in any way. Russia has established their force and their interests in some of the African countries. You go to Burkina Faso today, Russia is there, and the Burkina Faso president, Traoré, has been friends to Russia, and so Russia has been supporting them with equipment and money as well. The same thing in Mali and Niger. So if this opportunity comes for Biafrans to have relationship with Russia, we should grab it without even wasting any of time at this moment in time, because we need it. We need this relationship with Russia or any other country that is willing to welcome us, that is willing to accept us as a country, which Russia is ready to do. Russia have made a statement that they are willing and said to help any African country that need help. So this kind of opportunity is what Biafran government need to survive and to move on as a country. Now I want to read this. Like you see the headline: United States of Biafra has established an international alliance with Russia. This movement for Biafran survival. They said, we wish to reassure Biafrans that the government of the United States of Biafra is currently listening and working towards Russia. All Biafrans should double their effort to raise knowledge of our standing action, including inviting their connection to join us. We've desired independence for years and we must get it now. Russia, on the other hand, is ready to greet us with handshake. Finland willingly betray of Biafra is no longer news. We will not allow it to be ignored, never. So, like I said, this is a very big opportunity for Biafran government and Biafra as a whole to have this kind of relationship with Russia. Russia is ready to support Biafra. Russia is ready to help Biafra to stand on their feet. They are ready. Like I said, Russia have made statement before that they are willing and ready to help any country in Africa that need liberation or kind of help or anything, that they are willing to do that. And they have been doing something in some of, like I said, some of African countries right now. Like these countries that I mentioned before. You go to Burkina Faso, Niger, and which country again? Mali. Russia has, helped them both money financially. Russia has put a lot of money to Burkina Faso at this moment in time, and the equipment, weapons and all that. So Russia is a world power, and if this opportunity presents itself, we should not ignore it. We should, try everything possible, humanly possible, to, have connection with Russia. If it's possible, begging them or doing anything so that they will, assist us, help us to liberate ourselves properly and defend our land, which Russia is able to do. So this is something that Biafran government should not ignore, no matter whatever. We should not ignore it. We should, grab it with two hands, and it will help us. It will help Biafra government, like I said, and the Biafran people as a whole, because we are a sovereign state. We are a new state, let me say, but not fully recognized and all that. But if these countries, like they are showing interest, and any country anywhere that want to help, support in any way, we should not ignore, or we should not let it see it like, oh, this is not good, we should not do. No. Any country now in the whole world that comes to support Biafra or want to help Biafra in any way, we should do that at this moment in time. I know this news has shocked the zoo government and all that. And, like other countries that are showing interest and recognizing Biafra, it's another good thing that Biafra should do whatever they can to make sure that some countries in the world, support them, show interest, and willing to have, diplomatic or any friendship with the Biafra government. We should not let any relationship down when it comes on our way like this. We should grab it with two hands and do whatever we can as a country to make sure that that opportunity will not go away, because this is way of being recognized. Like I said before, if Russia has shown interest in Biafra and they are willing to help Biafra, to support Biafra, I mean, we are willing to reject it. We must not, waste that opportunity or let that opportunity slide away. We must not let that happen. We must do the needful to grab that opportunity to work with Russia. Seeing Russia helping us or willing to help us is something that will shock the zoo, and the zoo will panic over it, because they know what will come on their way if Russia starts supporting Biafran government, like they have been doing in other for African countries. I said Russia, they are friends, and they are showing dominance right now in African continent. Last year or last 2 years, Russia donate about billions. I don't know if it's like $60 billion or something to all African countries. You see? So this is something that we must, as a Biafran, let it not go, to be honest with you. So it's another good development. Leave your comment. Let us know what you think about this. God bless you all. Bye.
Good news from our Prime Minister. Our Prime Minister is doing wonderfully well. And the whole allegation that the Nigerian terrorist government brought against him, that they can't come and defend, he has been able to demolish Nigeria in court. He has been able to demolish Nigeria in the ongoing case, Simon Ekpa Njoku versus the federal government of Nigeria. Our Prime Minister has been able to demolish them, and we are very happy. And I should bring this before our very audience so that you will know that we are heading home indeed. Do you people see that there is this unusual quietness in Nigeria of recent? Nobody's talking about Simon Ekpa again. No news media, broadcasters is talking about Simon Ekpa again, because people like us are here to debunk their lies, debunk their, media propagandas, And that is why they cannot stand up again to come and tell you people falsehood. And I think the reason why this quietness is because the DPN, Dr. Ngozi Arabueze, has given the Nigerian government 60 days ultimatum to leave Biafran land. All of them, including the army, the police, the navy, every Nigerian military parastatals in the southeast must vacate before the 60 days ultimatum. If not, whatever you say, you take. Because our country is now a full flesh nation, and we are not scared to tell you, criminal government of Nigeria, how we feel about you people in our soil. And secondly, Musa should know that our land is now a sovereign nation. We do not want to see army on our checkpoint again. We don't want to see any Nigerian police on our checkpoints again. We want every of this institution to be removed completely from our soil. The 40 states of United States of Biafra is now a sovereign nation because we have all the documents that makes us to become a full-fledged nation. So I hear some of you and I see some of you writing rubbish comment on my section that we are online country. Don't worry. I think most of you don't know history. You need to go and study your history very well and see the countries that declared their country from exile and later they came back to take what rightfully belongs to them. And thirdly, I am here to sound this warning again on the people going about our markets to intimidate, assault, and harass our women, our mothers, our fathers, our uncles, and relatives that they must open their shops on Monday. These people are the one paying for those shops. You people are not the one paying for the shops. So you have no right to go there and intimidate them. This should stop with immediate effect. If we catch anybody, and I repeat, if the government of the Biafran catches anybody intimidating or assaulting any of our citizens, we are going to deal with you ruthlessly. This is no longer the time we will come and then we will try to, sugarcoat words. We are not here to sugarcoat words. We don't owe any allegiance to anyone. The people we owe allegiance to is our people, the Biafrans in the whole of the southeast and the 40 states of Biafran states. So desist from it. Every Monday sit at home. If you want Monday sit at home to stop, release Nnamdi Kanu today and it will die a natural cause, a death. So please desist from doing that. If you are such a person, if they've given you money, please return their money to them. They are illegitimate. The governors, House of Senate, House of Rep, anybody that is involved in this kind of evil should desist. They are all illegitimate. If you want to put your life on the line, then you can come and keep threatening our mothers. Once you have been spotted, then you will know that we mean business. We are not here to threaten anyone. We are telling you before it starts happening. Secondly, the 60 days ultimatum stands from the Deputy Prime Minister giving the Nigerian government 60 days ultimatum to leave our land. Anything that belongs to them, any institution, it still stands until they comply. Comply. If they don't comply, then they should wait after 60 days and see what is going to become of their fate. Again, Biafrans, like I said before, our Prime Minister is demolishing Nigerian government, the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom in court. He's really dealing with them and they cannot come to defend what allegations they brought against our Prime Minister. They cannot come. And I laugh at those people, those bloggers, those evil TV broadcasters that are saying that, oh, Simon Ekpa will be extradited in February to Nigeria, that they have solid information. Disregard all those things. They don't know what they are talking. They are talking rubbish. They are talking rubbish, and this is a misinformation about our Prime Minister. Thank you so much, Biafrans. Believe that we're heading home. May God bless you guys and stay blessed. I will see you in my next video.
I grew up bilingual, as did almost all the people I grew up with. We spoke both English and Igbo at home. Sometimes we spoke both English and Igbo in the same sentence. But we were not allowed to speak Igbo in school. It was called, with a derogatory tone, speaking in the vernacular. Even the word vernacular was wrapped in shame. I look back now at the absurdity of it and also the great sadness of it. How colonialism's most insidious legacy is its ability to make you denigrate that which is yours. My Nigerian education was exclusively in English. Today, I cannot make a philosophical argument in Igbo because my education did not give me the tools. And it fills me with a sense of sadness to know that Igbo for me will always be the language of informality. And so to use Igbo bits in my novel was to show the texture of my world, a world of two languages. I believed it was important to the integrity of my fiction, and perhaps I wanted also to make a political and emotional claim that both languages belong to me, that both languages are fully mine. My father spoke Igbo beautifully. His Igbo was not anglicized like mine, and he didn't throw in English words as my siblings and I did. He was a radiant storyteller. He told stories mostly of his childhood, so often through the years that I came to know the stories myself, and I would sometimes remind him of a detail he had omitted from a previous version. Through my father's storytelling, my grandfather, who died in Biafra during the war, came alive, as did my great-grandmother, a fierce woman who was called a troublemaker. And it is said in my family that I am a reincarnation of her. In those stories my father told, I loved the anecdotes, the proverbs, the wit, the humor. And I would soak them all up, absorb them, store them, and I began to feel a distinct sense of pride about the Igbo culture from which I came. Pride that I came from a wise and humorous and enterprising and just people.
Our Chief of Staff, Ngozi Orabueze, don't blow hot and ordered the Nigerian security forces, both the army, the navy, the police, to vacate the sovereign state of Biafra immediately. Agumwai has spoken. Ebenin is shaking now. Okay, she made this post just few hours ago, alleging the buying of Biafrans and the destruction of properties being carried out by Musa men, the Nigeria security forces. They said this is what the news, the Nigerian news, Gota media now are carrying everywhere now. The Simon-led United States of Biafra has demanded that the Nigerian police, military, and non-state actors vacate the southeast region, parts of the south-south, and other territories it claims as its own. This comes amid reports by the human rights organization International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law Inter-Society that at least 180 people were alleged in Southeast by security agencies and non-state actors between December 2024 and January 2025. The report is yet to receive a response from either the police or the military. In a statement posted on X on Friday, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, known as EPA's deputy. Una hear am very well. Nigeria government know Dr. Orabueze as second in command of Prime Minister. They didn't say Ogunkere. They didn't call Sona Barewa. Nobody else they called except TOS Ngozi Orabueze, known as EPA's deputy, said the decision followed the passage of 11 bills proposed by the Biafran group in a virtual meeting held on Thursday, 30th January 2025. According to her, the bills include the constitutional bill, a tax bill for oil companies and foreign businesses, a voluntary tax bill for businesses owners, a bill to prohibit all non-state actors within its territory, and a bill for the defense of its territories. Orabueze, who has been acting on Simon's behalf since his detention, stated that the cabinet she is leading also passes the conscription bill, the printing and circulating of currency bill, the international passport and driving license bill, the solution of the Biafran Republic government cabinet bill, and the bill to adopt USB official addresses. According to Orabueze, the implementation of this bill is necessary for the progress of Biafra. The decision marks a turning point in the history of the United States of Biafra. In perspective, the bills mandate that the administrator of the 40 states be called governors, while head of departments become commissioners. For instance, we now have the governor of the state of Onhuku, the prohibition mandate, the immediate cessation and withdrawal of Nigerian military and the police from the 40 states, Orabueze claimed. She stated that over 120 cabinet members, including 140 state administrators, departmental secretaries, head of country liaison, and other cabinet officials attended the virtual meeting. Daily Post recalled that EPA has been detained by Finnish government since November 2024. So this is the proposal bill that was passed by our Chief of Staff, Ngozi Orabueze, giving the Nigerian security forces notice to vacate the sovereign state of United States of Biafra, and other things that she proposed. She said here, which is very, very good. You see, this woman is not scared at all. Jesus Christ, she's not scared though. Oh my God. She's not acting like our real prime minister, like our prime minister Simon Ekpa. Oh my God. That's why I call this woman Iron Lady. Iron Lady Margaret Thatcher of Biafra. Chai! She has demanded the Nigerian government, their military, their police, their whatever, to leave Biafra land immediately, or else what will be coming to them is something that they will not be expecting. So they must evacuate the Biafra land because of the alleged, not even alleged, they say it's alleged. It's there, there's nothing like allegation. It's true because of the buying that the Nigerian army, Zoo army, has been committing in Biafra land. So they must leave Biafra land immediately. Let us go to, because I like to read comment section, let us go to comment section and see what how people reacted to this news coming from COS, Ngozi Orabueze. Now, this one, if he said, yes, let them vacate Biafra land because Biafra is now a nation of its own. Let the Nigerian military and police leave Biafra alone. Okay? SMMG said, exactly, because Nigeria is occupying Biafran territory now. Another one, Chisaram said, a welcome development from the USBG. Biafra is a nation now. It is high time all of them leave Biafra land. Peter said it is a must because this is a country that we are talking about. They need to vacate just for their own good. As Sir Williams Daddy said, the zoo is getting the point now. Biafra man said, if M23 could achieve it, then Biafra can also achieve that. Okay, that's what he trained. Ikedia one said, Agumwai, carry go, we are behind you. Simon Ekba, Biafran source, said, loud and clear, there is no going back. Leave the territory now, or we make you leave, period. Wow. Fire for fire said, total cleanup have started. If you get here, hear it now. Nwachi Nemere said, yes, there are illegal occupiers. Okay, my people, we've heard it. How Biafrans reacted and showing support to our COS and demanding the immediate, the Nigerian government to leave Biafra land.